Hello vinyl community, this is Randy, back today with another video. I've gotten a couple records in the mail over the past week or so I'm going to show those to you today, and then I'm going to show you a couple other records that are related to those that I haven't shown before. So the two records that I got in the mail are both Blue Note 80 re-releases. So the background music that we're hearing right now is Groovy Jazz Organ. This is a 3 CD compilation that I got several years ago. It features most of the great jazz organists from the 1960s. So Shirley Scott is on here, Jack McDuff, Jimmy McGriff, Jimmy Smith, Booker T and the MGs, Larry Young. So yeah, good compilation CD. The first record that I got in the past few days is this record called Basra. Pete LaRocca is the leader for this session. This is a Blue Note 80 re-release. Pete LaRocca is a drummer, and his real name actually was Peter Sims. He released an album under that name in 1997, under his real name in 1997, called Swing Time. He evidently adopted the LaRocca name in the early 60s when he was playing in a Latin combo. I guess figured that would fit in better with the Latin feel of the band, but this is just pretty much straight ahead hard bop, I would call it, or maybe it's like post bop. These are really I would call them cool, upbeat songs. It's fun to listen to. It's not too complicated, not too difficult to listen to. So there's Joe Henderson on tenor sax, Steve Kuhn on piano, Steve Swallow on bass with Pete LaRocca. So yeah, like I say, most of the songs are fairly upbeat. There's a really good song, probably my favorite song on the album is the second song on side 2 called Lazy Afternoon. That's just a really mellow sounding song, very relaxing. So yeah, Basra by Pete LaRocca came out in 1965, I think. It's on the this reissue is on the standard Blue Note label. Coincidentally, I got this Downbeat magazine in the mail just it was either yesterday or day before yesterday, and this has the critics poll, the annual critics poll in it, and the winner for best electric bass is Steve Swallow. So he's still playing today, and evidently at the top of his game, because this is the third year in a row that he's won the critics poll for electric bass. Christian McBride won for stand-up bass this year. So yeah, it's kind of interesting to see that. The other new record that I got in the mail is Larry Young, Into Something. So this record features Sam Rivers on tenor sax, Larry Young on organ, Grant Green on guitar, and Elvin Jones on drums. So Larry's doing the bass parts here on the organ, I think, with the pedals, and playing with Elvin Jones. Then Sam and Grant are basically just playing lead parts. So there's not a whole lot of this where all four of them are playing together. A lot of it actually just features Larry and Elvin, and then Sam will come in and do a solo for a while. Then they'll play for a while. Then maybe Grant comes in and does a solo for a while. So really excellent album. This is his first Blue Note album. He'd had a couple albums on Prestige or New Jazz before this, and had also spent some time in Paris playing with the Nathan Davis Quartet. This one just features these three. So yeah, it's really excellent album. This one also is on the Blue Note label. So I have a couple other albums here that feature almost the same group. There is this Grant Green album called Street of Dreams. So this has, as with the previous album, Grant Green on guitar, Larry Young on organ, and Elvin Jones on drums. They replace Sam Rivers, the saxophonist, with Bobby Hutcherson on vibes for this one. So, really excellent album. This was a Blue Note 75 release. There's another Grant Green album called I Want to Hold Your Hand that also features Elvin Jones on drums, Grant Green on guitar, Larry Young on organ. This time, instead of Bobby Hutcherson or Sam Rivers, they've added Hank Mobley on tenor sax. So this is probably my favorite Grant Green album. I really like this because of the cover songs on it. So he does a fantastic version of I Want to Hold Your Hand. But, well, you can see the track listing here. These are all cover songs, and they all sound great. So, yeah, Corcovado, this could be the start of something. At Long Last Love, Stella by Starlight. So, yeah, fantastic album here. This is another of the Blue Note 75 releases. The first Larry Young album that I got is the second one for Blue Note, actually, is this one called Unity. One of the best album covers ever, I think, right there. So, this time we have Larry Young on organ and Elvin Jones on drums again. This time, Joe Henderson, the guy who played on the LaRocca album on tenor sax there, is playing tenor sax for Larry Young here. And then also Woody Shaw plays trumpet on this album. So this is like a post-bop album. Features this song called Zoltan by Woody Shaw, which is, I think, one of his better-known songs. And they also do Softly as in the Morning Sunrise on here, and Monk's Dream. So, yeah, this is a fantastic album. Once again, another one of these Blue Note 75 releases. They all come on the standard Blue Note label. So, in the early 60s, in 1964, Larry, I guess, was playing with the Nathan Davis Quartet, and they were in Paris for late in 64 and early in 65, and they did several radio broadcasts over there. So, I guess the cultural ministry there in France held on to all those tapes, and so Resonance Records contacted them and was able to get these recordings and release these on vinyl. So the songs on here are really Nathan Davis Quartet songs with Larry Young playing organ on them. There's also some songs on here where he was playing with a couple of percussionists there who were in Paris at the time. And then there's also sort of a big band recording where there's Woody Shaw with another trumpet player, Nathan Davis with playing tenor sax, and then another tenor sax player on it. So sort of a big band sound. So these recordings all just sound absolutely perfect. They're radio recordings. And so like there's a 20-minute version of Zoltan on here. So here's the track listing for this. So yeah, Resonance Records, they always do outstanding releases. So this one came with this insert. Shows a good picture of Larry there. All the background for the recordings. There are some quotes here from some of the people who worked with him. So, Dr. Lonnie Smith was on Blue Note at the same time in the early 60s, and he talks about Larry Young and his organ playing. Here's a good picture of the Nathan Davis Quartet playing. And also John McLaughlin has some parts on here where he talks about Larry Young. So, yeah, in the late 60s, Larry did some recording. He worked some with Jimi Hendrix, and there was a song on one of the Jimi Hendrix albums called, I think it was called Young Hendrix. I've never heard that song actually, but it was released officially on a Hendrix album. And then he probably maybe is best known for playing in Tony Williams' Lifetime. So Tony Williams, the drummer for the Miles Davis Quintet in the mid-60s to about 1970 or so. Then he and John McLaughlin formed Lifetime with Larry Young on organ. I would love to get that album called Emergency. Never seen that one. Maybe I'll get it. I've streamed it some and it sounds great. Later on, that band picked up Jack Bruce to play bass for him. So Tony Williams Lifetime. There were actually included in this Resonance Records were some this envelope with some photos. So this is a photo that's taken by Francis Wolff, the guy who did most of the photos for Blue Note. So you can see that he went to Paris and took that picture of Larry Young. And then there's some other pictures here. There's the Nathan Davis Quartet again. There he is with a couple of the percussionists who recorded on some of these radio broadcasts. There's Woody Shaw. Good picture of Larry there. Yeah, so it's nice to sort of get this bonus with the record. And then really so yeah, this is on Resonance Records. So it's a cool looking purple and yellow label. And then really the best Larry Young album that I have is this one called Lawrence of Newark. This is on Perception Records. This was recorded in 1973. I think it came out in 75 though. This is just a totally unusual record. The sound on this is unlike any record I've ever heard before. The organ sounds like it has a lot of reverb on it. I'm not sure what he's doing to get that sound on it, but it has a really unusual sound. There's a whole lot of people playing on this record, and most of them are percussionists. So this is a percussion-heavy record, and Larry actually plays some bongos on it himself, and he does some vocals on here too, which is really not singing so much. It's more just kind of like yelling or something. There's some shouts in the background, but I think this would be considered spiritual jazz, or I think that's what it would be, or post-bop, something like that. But this is a really excellent album on Perception Records. This was reissued just a few years ago. That's when I got it. This Perception Records has one of the best labels. Perception Records. So yeah, so that's it. So there's sort of a Larry Young, a little bit of a retrospective. I don't have that much music by him. He died tragically in 1978. He was only 37 years old. Died from pneumonia. I think Woody Shaw is another artist who died at a young age. But anyway, so yeah, let me know what you think about these records. Have you heard these records, or are you interested in hearing them? I hope everyone's doing well out there. Yeah, and thanks very much for watching.